We're out here today to kick off the 2025 scouting season. We're in a field here near my house in Platte City, Missouri that was planted 2 weeks ago. I've been out the last few days doing a flag test on the Emergence to monitor how the Emergence came through, and we'll jump into that in a minute. But this is the beginning of what I want to do as like a weekly scouting program, if I can, as many times as possible, to kind of give you an idea of the things that I watch for as we go through the season, all of the different hints and clues, what I talk about in being able to read your crop, thinking about what's going on. So we're going to be documenting a lot of different things that we look at as we go through the season. So I hope you'll stay tuned and keep up, and we'll try to have some fun with this as we go. As I said, we're about 2 weeks into the growing season. Corn was planted 2 weeks ago today. The flag test we're looking at here initially is showing some really good responses. We're actually doing a comparison here between the Invigorate, our Genesis Ag seed emergence product, compared to nothing. So we're going to see what kind of difference that makes as we go. Just to kind of give you an idea where we're at, pretty consistent emergence. This was planted at 36.6, so it's pretty stout population on it. What we've came up with the flag test was on the treated side. The first day we had 29 plants up. On the untreated it was 23, so we had a nice initial emergence with the Invigorate. The second day test, the Invigorate added 4 additional plants, and the untreated added 8. And then on the third day, the Invigorate treated had 3 additional plants up, and the untreated had 5. So we came up at about the same point, about 36 plants total, which is right on target with what was planted. Just some differences though in the emergence of when some of them popped up and how quickly they came up. So we're going to leave these in place. I always encourage you to leave them in place through the season, come out later in the year, and we'll watch them as we go through the season. But most importantly, we want to spend time at the end of the season and do an analysis on how much those different emergence timings really created for difference in yield potential between the plants. So this is going to be a great test as we go through the season. So we'll start out real quick and we'll just kind of walk down through the test that we did. On the right side, I've got the Invigorate side. I started that day 1 with white flags. On the left is the untreated. I used a different color flag, being red, so that I could just keep track of them easily as I came into the field. You can see the blue is the second day. So you see a couple of those popping up, and then the pinks that you're going to see, those will be the third day emergers. So just kind of walk down through here and get a quick little glance at the emergence. Again, we talked about the total numbers that had come up when we started. And you can see here kind of at the end of this side, we've got 3 or 4 of the pink flags in a row. So it'll be interesting to see how that shows up through the season. And obviously this, we did it on 17 feet 5 inches because it is 30-inch rows. So it kind of matches up with the population that we dropped. One of the other things I did is I moved over a row, and I dropped some other flags, some of the second and third day flags on plants that came up outside of this area, because there's things that I'm going to want to do through the season, checking those plants, different things to monitor what's going on with those, but I don't want to disturb the original flag test that I did if I can avoid that. So anyway, just some different ideas on things you can keep in mind as you start doing this. So what we did over here is, this is a section, again, I moved out of the flag test area just a little bit, but we marked these plants when we started out and kind of wanted to see if we could figure out why there might be some changes. These 3 plants had different emergence dates. Obviously, the red one here would have been day 1, blue was day 2, and the pink would be day 3. So I went ahead and dug these out. Kind of wanted to see kind of what the seeding depth was on it initially. So we're going to start out here on day 1, and you can see hopefully that seed is about 2 1/4, so pretty good depth on him. We'll go to day 2, And again, about 2 1/4, pretty solid there. And if we come over here to seed number 3, third day, again, we're about 2 1/4. So really not much difference in seeding depth, which is great. We were seeing good consistency there from the operator at planting time. So we may pop these out of the ground and see if we can see anything else that might be an indication. I went ahead and dug these 3 plants up so that we could look a little bit closer to see if there's anything shows up on them. All 3 of the seeds were oriented the same way, so there was no inconsistencies there. And obviously we didn't get a chance to wash the roots off, but one of the things that probably stands out the most to me, and just looking at this initially, is just the root growth difference, especially between the first day and the third day plant. So if we zoom in here on this, look at how much root growth is happening on this first day plant versus the third day guy over here. A whole lot of difference just that couple of days made. And I think that's going to be significant. I think that might be a big thing as we start moving down the road.